That's pretty cool. I got you in the. Okay. Excuse me. Sorry.
You do like a straight on hero shot?
Okay.
Like
oh yeah, I got. I'm gonna center those two question marks.
You know,
directly.
When you
okay. Oh yeah. Right. I got you. Okay. Okay.
So there it is. Okay, so Atlanta International Airport, built in 1977 by a very interesting individual. This individual was the first black mayor of Atlanta, Georgia. This individual believed so much in the development of this city, he knew that establishing an international airport of monolithic size and proportions would really fling the city into a new level of revenue, a new level of tourism exposure, things of that nature. That particular individual was my uncle, the first black mayor of Atlanta, Maynard Holbrook Jackson. And he passed away in 2003, got his wings, and earned them very well. So they hyphenated the name of the airport to Hartsfield Jackson. Of course, Hartsfield being Mayor William B. Hartsfield, who originally started the first airport back in the 60s. So the airport system has gone through a lot of changes. The very first airport was an airfield known as Candler, which is also named after a previous mayor by the name of Candler as well. There was actually a bit of a heated debate in the city. We actually had to have a city council hearing on the name of the airport because the Hartsfield family did not want it to be renamed Maynard H. Jackson Airport. The logical thing is this. This is my argument. William Hartsfield built an airport, it should be rightfully named after him. Maynard Jackson built and designed this airport, it should be rightfully named after him. If this airport gets torn down, demolished, and they build a new one, whoever came up with that one, it should be named after him. I won't be standing in court trying to protest that, but the bottom line is, he came up with this concept, and he worked hard, blood, sweat, and tears. This man had a 2-year battle with the Georgia Department of Transportation. The Georgia Department, DOT now, this is the ruling authority on all transportation, public and private, in the state of Georgia, along with the interstate system. And what he did was basically said, look, I need this ideal piece of land that sits right between Hartsfield, Atlanta, and East Point that is very cheap, very plentiful to start this new airport. The problem was the DOT says, hey, that's all fine and well, but we've got 2 highways that run through there. We've got 75 and 85. So basically he says, okay, that's fine too. That'll be perfect. 2 highways on either side of the airport. And I said, well, geez, Maynard, that would cause us having to split the highways. And he said, damn good idea. Let's do it. 2.5 years this battle took place. So that 75 and 85, as they run parallel to each other, they split apart so that you can get to the airport from either side and then they rejoin north of the airport heading into north and west of the city. So that was a really monumental feature that happened. It was a really great feature that happened because it took a lot of work to do that. Not everyone has the tenacity to do that. But a lot of people don't understand it. My uncle, before he got in the law office, he had a law degree. He already had a background in business. He already had a background in municipal development, which a lot of mayors don't have. And those are the keys that it takes to create a city, to drive revenue, and to create a machine that's going to be able to autonomously grow as time goes by. So that's why we have this fantastic piece of work here. This airport is one of the most advanced in the world. It's one of the busiest in the world. It's the busiest in the world, and the biggest in the United States. So again, you see right there, Hartsfield, Jackson. Exactly. I like to call it Jackson Hartsfield. but you know, that's just me. So with that said, basically what they've done is they've created a large expansion project here where normally the international flights come in on Concourse E, that is now going to be converted to a domestic concourse, and they're building a brand new from scratch international concourse. It's going to be called the Maynard H. Jackson International Concourse. It's going to be strictly for international flights, and I think it's very fitting because he was a very international dude. You're talking about a mayor that traveled the world to promote Atlanta.
Wasn't your uncle a finance genius as well, and an economically empowerment?
Yes,
doesn't he have some firms and things of that nature?
Absolutely. Once he left office, he started a firm called Jackson Securities. That is a municipal bonds brokerage firm. Basically, what they do is they broker bonds and different projects like that for different cities. They help, you know, for example, if the city of Birmingham is looking to expand its railway system, you know, they advise them on how to make that happen, taking vendor bids, you know, developing infrastructure, anything it takes to get that project ready and run the proper numbers to make that project go forward. Of course, I'm not going to try to pretend like I know how all that works. I just have a basic idea. But funny that you asked that question, and it's a perfect segue. The biggest aspect about this airport financially and economically was that there were a lot of good old boy systems still in place in the late 70s. So naturally, a lot of that economic flow got corralled to other communities other than the 69% African-American occupancy of Atlanta, Georgia. So what happened was basically, as mayor, he said, look, this isn't fair. So what happened is we're going to set a precedent. We're going to make sure that we set this precedent where 33%, a minimum 33% of the vendor opportunities at this airport are offered to minority vendors. Set aside, that's black, Hispanic, Asian, and whatever variation comes in between those. That 33% of the vendor contracting bids and opportunities to buy space and use space in this airport will be set aside for communities of color so they don't get railroaded out. So, you know, that was definitely a historic precedent. Black Enterprise still writes articles about that to this very day. It has even been used as a case study in some business schools. So, you know, it's all about setting precedents, and that's what Uncle Maynard Jackson was all about. And I'm definitely proud to be part of that legacy.